So today we're covering video calls with a specific focus on Google Hangouts. So yeah, we'll get started. So for those of you who've been on here before, the first part of this presentation will look familiar. So the objectives of this presentation, so we'll cover what video calling is, several different video calling applications, and then we'll get into more specifically Google Hangouts, how to use it to schedule and start meetings, but also accept invitations to meetings, and then we will review all the in-meeting settings that you have available to you. So what is video calling? So what we're doing right now is a video call. So you already know what that is, but it is similar to a phone call, except you have the option to use video, and then there's other settings like the screen sharing option I'm using right now. And so it's just more kind of dynamic phone call that allows you to use more mediums of communication. You get to see each other without having to travel, which is fantastic for these times and super important right now to keep connected. And then it allows you also, a lot of applications allow you to have group calls like the one we're on right now. So you can schedule a whole family get together or friends, cocktail hour, whatever you want using these applications. So there are some cons to video calling. So all participants have to be using the same application, meaning if you have an iPhone and you prefer FaceTime, but your friend has an Android and doesn't have access to FaceTime because it's only for Apple, then you can't call between those phones unless you download one application that's the same, and it has to be on the same platform. Videos can cut out or be blurry, and so can audio, especially when you don't have a strong internet connection. And then lastly, yeah, you need an internet connection, which doesn't necessarily mean Wi-Fi. You also could have an internet connection through your cellular plan if you have data. So you can connect through data or Wi-Fi, just not cellular. Some video calling applications, like I said, we're going to be going further into Google Hangouts, but there's tons of others that you can use, and we're going to just go through all of them just to give you an idea of what they all are. So Google Hangouts, Google Duo, Skype, Zoom, which we're on, FaceTime, and WhatsApp. So starting with Google Duo. So Google Duo allows you to do group calls and have a maximum of 12 participants. So it's great if you're just hanging out with friends. For our purposes today, it wouldn't work because we have, I think more than 20 people on right now. And then there is a limit of 25 hours for Google Duo video call, and that's for one call. So it means that if you get on a call, you can't stay on that call for longer than 25 hours. I have no idea why you want to do that, but I don't know, maybe you have a Google Duo slumber party and then you need it. So, and yeah, so it works on both Apple, Androids, and your computer. And so you download an application for your phone, and then for your computer, you could either use it on your browser or again, download an application. But Skype, so this one allows you to have a bit bigger call, so you can have up to a maximum of 50 participants in a call. There is a time limit of 10 hours a day, so that's not like 10 hours straight. That's like, you can do 10 one-hour calls and that's your max, and then 100 hours for a month. So that's an overall, that's not consecutive hours, that's just total hours of use. And that works also on Apple phones or tablets, Android phones or tablets, and then your computer. And for all of those devices, you do need to download it. There is no web browser option, as I know of, for Skype. Okay, so yeah, FaceTime, as we just kind of discussed, is a group call. It's a video calling app, but it's only limited to an Apple device. So if someone doesn't have an Apple device, they can't use it, and it only works between Apple devices, so phones or tablets or Apple computers. So group calls can have a maximum of 32 participants. There's no time limit, so it will never max out. So you could stay on a call indefinitely. And yeah, like I said, it's only available on Apple. And it comes with it already installed, so it's not something you ever have to install if you have an Apple product. It will just be there for you. WhatsApp is another video calling app, so you can do group calls to have a maximum of 10 participants. There is a time limit of roughly 1 hour for WhatsApp video calls, and it works on all devices, Apple, Android, and computers. And as my understanding of WhatsApp, it's more so like a text-based communication app. So it's a lot of like typing, but it does also have the video options. It's just more of the secondary use of it rather than the primary use of it, which is the texting. And then Zoom, what we're on, so this has the biggest capacity to support large groups. So you can have group calls of up to 100 participants. And I believe if you get to the second tier of a paid account, you can get up to like 300 or larger. So it has a very large capacity to handle a lot of people on a call, which is great for these kind of sessions and then big webinars. There is a time limit of 40 minutes for the free account. So after 40 minutes, you get booted off the call. But if you upgrade, then I think that becomes unlimited. And that works for Apple, Android devices, and computers as well. And this one, again, for the Apple and Android devices like a phone or tablet, it has to be downloaded as an application. But for your computer, you can use it in your web browser for the most part. Sometimes there are restrictions, but you don't necessarily have to download it to use. And lastly, Google Hangouts, which is the one we'll be going to more in depth about. So group video calls on Google Hangouts have a maximum of 10 participants, so it's a bit smaller, but this is a great option for hanging out with friends or family, also because it's quite accessible and it's always accessible through your web browser, so there's no need to download. It's very easy for everyone to get on. And so there's no time limit for Google Hangout video calls. You can stay on indefinitely, and it works on Apple devices, Android devices, and computers. So this is what we'll be jumping more into right now. So the first step to using Google Hangouts is you need to create a Google account. Now, to do this, if you already have an email account that is a Gmail account, you already have a Google account, and you can access all of Google's products through that. So if you have a Gmail account, don't worry about this part, you already have that. So if you don't, account be created using your existing email, so you don't have to, if you don't have a Gmail, you don't have to create a Gmail account. You can use any email you have to create this Google account. So yeah, to do so, you'd go to hangouts.google.com, and I'll teach you how to sign up from there. So when you get to hangouts.google.com, you will see a sign in button, which will be at the top right-hand corner of the screen. You can go ahead and click that. And just a tip here, so having a Google account, it doesn't only, like I said, set you up to use Google Hangouts, but you can also use other services, Google Drive, which allows you to store files, Google Docs, Google Slides, which are like Microsoft Word is like similar to Google Docs, but it's online, and then PowerPoint is like Google Slides, but again, online, and then YouTube. And you don't need, for YouTube, I'll say you don't need an account to use it. Upload videos and to like save videos to playlists and stuff, you do need an account. So having a Google account is great because it just allows you to use all of Google's products more seamlessly. Okay, so once you click that sign in button, you'll be taken to this page. And then instead of, if you don't have an account already, instead of signing in, you can click create account, which will then, and then we'll take you to this page where you'll fill out your name, first name, last name, your username. So again, if you want to create just a new Gmail account, you can click in a username, but if you want to use your existing email that's not a Gmail, you just click my current email address, and then you can sign up using that. Then you type in your password, and you confirm your password, and click next. Okay, so once you type in all that information, click next, you're going to receive an email. If you're creating based on an old email with a code, you just enter the code that you receive in the email. It should just be a bunch of numbers to verify your account, press verify, and then it will take you to a terms and kind of conditions page, which is this, I don't know if you see, it's kind of, oops, playing as a, was playing as a video on the side. It's slowed down now. So you go through that and you just press accept terms and conditions. You can read all the terms and conditions if you are concerned about privacy and data. It's all there, and then you just press accept. So here they are. Through that, and then to the bottom, and then yeah, I agree. Or there's more options, or if you don't feel comfortable with those, you want to back out, you always can. You just press cancel. Okay, so now you have created a Google account and you can use Google Hangouts. So once you create the account, From there, you will be redirected to this kind of home screen, and you'll see this. If you already had the Google account, when you clicked sign in, you would have just signed into your Gmail account, and then again, you would have been brought here. So you can use, as you can see here, you can use Google Hangouts for video calls, phone calls, and for messaging, which is like text kind of messaging, typing to people. But today we're going to solely focus on their video calling aspect, because it's in itself a lot to cover. Okay. So on your phone, like I said, on your computer for Google Hangouts, you can use, you're solely going to use your web browser. So whatever web browser you're in is compatible with Google Hangouts. They do not have a download for computers, but on your phone, you will need to download an application. It should be called Hangouts. So if you go to your Google Play Store, if you have an Android, or your App Store, if you have an Apple, just go to the search option, search for Google Hangouts or just Hangouts, and you'll see this icon, and you click install or get, and then download onto your phone. And from there, the sign-in process should be pretty easy, similar to the computer. You'll see a sign-in button, you'll fill in your information. Okay, so if you want to start a video call, there's a few ways you can get onto a video call. You can start a video call immediately and invite people into it as you're on it, or you can schedule a video call for people to join at a specific time later on. And then you could also be invited to a video call that someone else has created that you can join immediately or at a later time, depending on when it's scheduled for. And so I'm going to take you through those 3 ways of getting onto a video call with Google Hangouts. Okay, so yeah, so our first option in terms of starting a call is to starting a call immediately. So this means you just start a call, and then as you're on it, you invite people to it, and just wait. So instead of scheduling it, you just say, hey, let's jump on a call. You start the video call, invite them to it, which I'll take you through exactly what to do, and then jump on immediately. So for the home page, and it'll look a bit differently on your phone, but it will always be kind of this image. You just click the video call button. Your call will begin right away. And when you're on it, this is what you'll see. It might look a bit different on the phone, but basically the same. You'll get this pop-up to invite people to the call because you'll be the only person on it. You can type in their email address, and then you can click invite. Or alternatively, you could just copy the link for them to share and then send it in an email, like paste it into an email and send it. So it's just a matter of how you want to get it out to people. Yeah. If you want to text it to someone, it might be easier to just copy the link to share, or otherwise you can email it to them by clicking their email and clicking invite. And yeah, like I said, that will pop up right away when you get on the call if you're starting a call immediately. And then from there, you'll be on the call with them, and yeah, so we'll get into a bit more of how to, like, the in-call controls in a little bit. So the second option you have is to schedule a call. So this means if you don't want to jump on a call right this instant, but you want to get it on the books and schedule it. So you've picked a time out and you want to get on the call at that time, and you want to you can do a schedule call. So to do this, like I said, now that you have access to a Google account, you have access to all its applications, and you do this through the Google Calendar. So on that home page again, the very top right-hand corner, you'll see this little box made of little boxes. You click that, and then a pop-up menu will appear. So just this thing to the right will pop up, and you can click on Calendar, which is right there. Once you click there, you'll be taken to your calendar. You will click the top left-hand corner of that screen, a button that says Create. And then another pop-up window will appear, and it will be what you're seeing on the right-hand side here. You at the top, you can type in what you want it to be called. Then on that next part over here, you can make it at any time you want, so you can schedule, and then you can add your friends to that call.
McCoy,
yeah.
could you ask everybody to mute, please, because we're getting a lot of background noise and it's hard to hear
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
Yeah, Ayana, could you go through and mute people, like just do it individually so I don't get muted, but if you can go through and do that. Thank you. Yeah, so again, then to repeat in case you didn't hear, click that create button in the top left-hand corner. You'll get this pop-up menu. You type in the title of the meeting, the date and time you want to set it for, type in your guests, so their email address, and add guests. And then in order to schedule it, you go to add location, and then it'll give you this conferencing option, and you just click it, and it will, I think, automatically select Hangouts as the place. And then you just press save, and when you press save, an email will be sent out to all the people that you added to it. They'll be able to then respond to that email and say, yes, I can attend. And then at the time of the call, they should get another reminder email with a link, and they can join the call. So, and then the same thing for you, you'll just go to an email, you'll get as a reminder, you join the call, and yeah. And so now we're gonna get into how to join a call if someone is invited you. So this will be the other side of this scheduling. Okay. So on the other side of that is the accepting invitation. So this is what you'll see if you receive an invitation from someone, but it's also what will be sent out by you. So it's good to see it on the other end. So when someone invites you, or you invite someone, this is the email that will be received. It will say, like, this one was just a meeting, a work meeting. So it'll just say invitation, and then it will say the title of the call, or what we've called it, and then it will say the date and time. When you first receive the email, it will give you the option to click, am I able to attend? Yes, maybe no. You want to click yes. And then just below that, you'll have this join video call. So if you do click yes, which you want to do, that means you'll get a reminder closer to the time with an email that will not have this top part anymore. We'll just have this bottom part that allows you to join the video call. And that way you don't have to go back searching for the email. So it's always good just to click yes, attending if you can. That way you get signed up for those. Some feedback here. First, those reminders. So yeah, before the call, you either return this email or you should get a reminder email, click join video call, and you will be brought immediately into it. Okay, so this was me in my pajamas the other day, so I put little smileys over my face. When you're on the call, so we've gone through it, you've accepted the call, you've joined the call, you've scheduled the call, whatever. Now, if you are on the call, this is what you'll see. So we'll go through all the buttons. So if you're on a computer, this is what you'll see, more or less. And if you're on a phone, you'll see this. It'll just be kind of skinnier. Some of the buttons will be a bit different in location and stuff, but generally they should look pretty much the same. And we'll go through what all of them do. So when you're looking at it, the bigger image will always be the other person's video or the other people's video. And then the smaller image down in the corners here, that will be you. So you'll always be able to see yourself just small. If you ever want to see yourself fully, you can, I think, just click on that video of yourself and it will blow you up. So you can just look at yourself if you're a little narcissistic and you just want to watch yourself instead of anyone else. To start or stop videos, there should be buttons. I'll go back. You can see at the bottom of the screen, they're here and here. So if you want to stop or start video, you just click this little video camera icon to either turn on or off. It's always the same button. When your camera is off and you want to turn it on, you should have a strike through it. And when it's on and you want to turn it off, it will look like this. And then the same for the microphone. You just click it on and off if you want to turn your microphone on or off. If you're on a phone, you have the option to flip your camera. This doesn't exist on a computer, so it exists on a phone if you have those front and back facing cameras. And it's just in this top right-hand corner here. It's like, looks like a little like picture camera and these little arrows, and you click that and you can switch your camera screen, your camera from front to back, depending if you want to show something that's in front of you or show your face. And now on Google Hangouts, there's also the option to share screen like I'm doing right now in this application. So in order to do that, you're going to click these three little dots on the top of your screen. And this is only available on your computer. You can't do this on a mobile device. So if you go back, those three little dots are right up here. So yeah, so you click those three little dots, this pop-up menu will come on and you can click share screen. And then you should click that, and then a pop-up menu will just show you to like which screen to select. You'll select it, and that's it. And so then you can share your screen, and then I believe you go back up there again to stop sharing your screen once you're done sharing it. Okay, so there's also the option to do a chat in the meeting. So you can, along with talking to people face to face with your voices, you can also do a text chat. If there's like, if it's, for example, like if it's like some sort of presentation and you have a question but you don't want to ask it right away and you just want to type it out so it can be addressed later, you can put it in that chat. So start a meeting chat. You'll see this button. It should be like on the left side of your screen. Again, I'll jump back so you can see where that is. It's right here. And on the phone, it will be right there too. For some reason, it just didn't pop up in that window, but it should be right there. You click that and you'll get this little tab coming up. You click on send message, type in your message, and then click this little paper plane icon to send it out. And it will pop up in everyone's screen, and they can chat back, and you can converse that way as well. And then when you're done, if you want to hang up or end the meeting, all you have to do is just press that red hang up button. It's pretty simple, and that's that.